Hello.
Hey Rita. Yeah,
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You making good progress?
Yes, yeah, I was working on a few issues. I'm ready with the PR for one of them, and I just discussed a few things which I regarding the other one for the next milestone.
Nice, nice.
Hello, sorry.
Hey, how are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Um, I was trying to write up summary of each question that we have uh, in this survey. Not sure what was the best way to go forward, but I was basically hoping to discuss the results and see what we think, take away some action items, and go from there.
Someone's, I can hear someone sing very, very loud.
Oh,
My
I think
ping.
it was me.
I don't
Me.
know if it's just me or what.
I
Yeah.
think it's me.
So,
I don't know why. Ideally, you shouldn't be able to hear any notifications, but
um, there's a thing that should be able to filter out noise, I think. But anyway, we can debug that later, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
In my defense, I was reviewing Jay's.
You were what?
He was reviewing my PR.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, you're forgiven. All right, should we get started?
Yeah. Do you let me share my screen actually? Does somebody mind taking notes while I'm sharing my screen? Maybe difficult.
Yeah, I could do.
Um, okay. So before we start, Ellen, do you have anything to discuss?
Hey, I just wanted to touch base on some of the conversations, Jay, we've been having offline. I've been in touch with the Microsoft account manager for JP Morgan, and they're gonna help us understand an NDA that we have with Microsoft and potentially um, to just see if that has coverage for us being able to share some of the architecture of how we use Gatekeeper. in our goal to contribute the fix for one of the issues that I um, created last year. So that's looking good. But if we don't get the NDA, or the NDA doesn't have coverage, I don't think that's going to stop us. It's just I think it'll help us as we collaborate with kind of getting onboarded with how to contribute, and I think it'll just make things easier if I'm able to like share
Yeah,
maybe areas that get stuck or want more understanding. That way I don't have to be super cryptic or you know
yeah, yeah, for sure.
scrub everything. So that is looking good. Hopefully, I think we're trying to schedule something for tomorrow. We'll see if the meeting happens or not. But if not, maybe early next week.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. Uh, cool. Do you guys? Was that all, Alan?
Yeah, and in that call, I think we can deep dive into some of like I do want to retouch the, contribution. I know we had, maybe it was in the summertime or before that, you kind of gave me a quick overview of the code base. But and I think the last call you said you updated some documentation in the contribution. Maybe you can repoint me to that. I'll start taking a look at that just to get familiar with some of that stuff, and then yeah, take it from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I find Copilot instructions are pretty helpful because it explains the whole repository to a system. So that's a good way to start. So look at edge
So
instructions.
that's what you did. You gave it Copilot instructions. I see. Okay. I'm just getting caught up with, oh man, this Zoom recentering is kind of freaky. I see Rita like moving like this. But okay, cool. I'll take a look at those instructions then. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. So let's move on to survey then. How do you want to do this? Do you guys want to go look through the survey results on your own and then figure out any key takeaways, or do you want to go one by one on the
We,
yeah?
I, since there's quite a bit here, does it make sense to focus on the gatekeeper ones?
Yeah, I for the gatekeeper ones, I was talking about from the gatekeeper ones. So that's from page 34.
Okay. So, so
So
for this, it's confusing in that like, are they not using OPA Gatekeeper because like Kubernetes emission policy isn't part of their need? Like, for example, I think there's another earlier question that says like, how do you use OPA, right? And I think Kubernetes emission policy is only like, I don't know, like 40% or something. Or I can't remember. So not not using, I kind of wish the question was worded like, if I am using Kubernetes policies, am I using Open Gatekeeper?
yeah, 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 I get what you mean, because out of 88, only 20 people or 23 people responded that they use gatekeeper, and then even from those 23, we only have 20 responses, so three people skipped the survey altogether,
Mm.
um, which doesn't give us clear idea on how to take this data on. But there are like some interesting things. For example, one of them that you were mentioning on the Slack is like managed map feature.
Yeah, like
Another,
for example, sorry, just before we move on, this one like the first question, right? Asks what do you use OPA for? Right? And then and that's like 88 people. Out of that, I think 28 people said Kubernetes emission control,
yeah,
right? So you can extrapolate out of the 28, um, maybe out of the 28, like 22 use, or
20, yeah, gatekeeper.
maybe. Is that reasonable
I
assumption?
would think so.
Okay. I'm just trying to
Because
make sense of this. Yeah.
because they took the effort to answer our questions, so unless they are not using gatekeeper.
Right. Okay. I guess like 23, I should say. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So that's still like high ratio of people who use OPA for Kubernetes use gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, my question was, do you want to look through responses on your own and highlight any key interesting parts that you noticed, or we want to go one by one through each questions of gatekeeper?
Let's just go through it quickly, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, so the first one was basically how many people use this OPA gatekeeper. Uh, what was the answer for the Kubernetes, like Kubernetes policy admission control? I don't see the. Okay, so out of 28, I think 23, which is like
Oh, okay.
80%, is
So
kind of.
the other ones are using like kube MGMT or something, I guess.
Probably we didn't include that question, so I'm kind of pretty bummed about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine.
But yeah, I'll take a note of this for the next one if we do in future to keep in mind. But still, like out of 28, 23 is good. Um, for this one, I didn't anticipate that most of the people are using it for like more than 6 months, which was kind of nice, reassuring in a sense that it's sticking. Uh,
Very, very sticky.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I would probably more expected more than 2 years for most people because it's like an old project.
yeah. I was hoping that people would answer 3 to 6 months. That would mean that there are new users coming in a lot. But um, then most of the people were satisfied with Gatekeeper, like using Gatekeeper. So that's good to know. It was fairly easy to configure it. Only one person, I think only one response was difficult. But again, I don't we should have asked that what is the difficulty level here, or like what was particularly difficult to for us to figure out where we can improve. But I'm happy that most of the people are finding it neither easy or like somewhat easy. uh Performance wise, I think people are happy. This is also a good one. Yeah, this one I think the repetitive answer was shared library support, and I've seen a couple of issues in the or a couple of comments during the discussions on GitHub issues about not allowing or isolating each constraint template. It particularly makes it difficult to maintain um, multiple constraint templates. So I understand that the isolation was determined to make the behavior predictable and not affect one constraint, like change in one constraint template roll over to another. But is there anything that we can do here to make it easier to maintain, um, make it easier for users to maintain multiple constraint template with libraries? Mm, yeah, other ones were like Lego is hard to learn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised about those ones.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what is vulnerabilities mean.
I'm guessing vulnerabilities in the images, maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that many requests on or GitHub issues on this, and when I do see one, I try to immediately
Yeah.
patch it.
I think we do a pretty good job. There are some like kubectl that we obviously can patch easily sometimes. So um, yeah.
Uh,
Lack of shared library lib support. Wait, do you know what this one is about?
yeah, so that's basically like in constraint template, right? Where we have a Rego code and then we have a library field as well, where people can embed library thing. So I've seen a couple of comments in the past where people wanting to have that library section shared across constraint templates, so they don't have to copy paste the same code an individual constraint template if they are reusing the code. Like it's the same as exempt container code that we keep copy pasting for our
Right.
port security policies. So that's
I
that's I,
mean, we do support it. It's just you have to include it in your code, like in your constraint template.
yeah. So I think that's what the issue is, right? Because now you have to keep copy pasting the same code
Yeah.
in all the constraint templates.
There's no global shared.
Okay. So maybe it's like lack of global shared lib.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
and
this is a specific decision. We talked about this before. Because
Yeah.
then you update the shared library, it breaks, and then all your constraint templates break. That's the hierarchical policy support. So something that is like um, there's a global, and then the policies inherit from that.
Okay.
yeah. And the seventh response, which is like no simple way to embed Rego policy at scale into the constraint template, is also interesting. I've definitely had one discussion around that where user and I pointed them to how we do things in library where we have a Rego file um, separately, and then we have unit test files for that Rego file, and then we compile the whole constraint template. Uh, they were looking for the similar thing where they wanted to maintain the Rego source code file somewhere else and write the unit test for them and then copy paste it or somehow construct constraint template. Uh, and I think I don't know if we talked about it, but Gator compile can be a good uh, tool for this where we can basically compile a constraint template from different files like Rego file, then Open API schema file, and stuff like that. So I think seventh is around that.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that was my response. I can definitely agree with that feedback. We actually found a way to use Helm templates with a function that it provides to embed files. So our Helm template will have the stanza for either Rego library or the Rego code itself, but call that function so that Helm says, oh, you want to embed a Rego file that's located in this path, and that has proven to help how we store code, keep it separate, Rego code separate, so that we can just run the testing separately and then come together with the constraint templates when we deploy.
Mhm.
So just
Yeah. So maybe the answer could be just to update our docs to provide example on how to do this with Helm if they can, or we can add it into Getter tool as a subcommand to compile constraint templates if they want to. But the Helm thing seems definitely easier to do because it's already in place and there's no development needed. Thoughts, Rita, Sardash?
I think I need to understand it better. Can we open an issue for this one?
Yeah, I'll open an issue for.
Hey, can you show an example of the helm thing you're talking about, Alan?
If I get the NDA
Oh, no, just talk through it.
or I can put something together like, off work and show you. But so I guess you said talk through it, Rita?
Sorry?
Did you say talk through it or you want to
Yeah,
actually see?
yeah, like if you could talk through it, like kind of like pseudocode it or something.
Yeah. So with our constraint templates, right? We have a folder structure that defines, the different the policy based off that folder name, right? So that's the policy for, uh, validating that labels are required for certain things. And in the constraint template itself, right, it is a Helm template. So template is overloaded here, and it's always been confused, but it's a Helm template that represents a constraint template.
I
And in
see.
the Helm, yeah, in that Helm template, we're able to use Helm functions that they provide, right? Helm
See.
to populate the template, and we're just pulling in the Regal file where it needs to be in the constraint template, and that has helped separate that kind of
I
concern.
see. So
Yeah,
the actual like constraint template YAML isn't generated until Helm generates it. Okay, got
correct.
it. And the Rego code is in the Helm template.
And
Helm
say
function,
that
I guess.
again. That so the Rego code is in an independent directory, right? In
Sure.
an independent directory, either in the same repo or not. But when we come together to run Helm, it knows how to fetch that
I
directory
see.
and file to populate. To the Helm template command does all that. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Do you use it for rollouts too, like updating the policies?
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Full like deployment, and we use it to feed it to Gator as well. So we template and
Interesting.
then feed it to Gator so that Gator can do
Got
its
it.
thing. Yeah, because I think I once looked at the way you guys do it, and it's a script, if I'm not mistaken, right? That kind of like does similar things, where it takes the raw Rego files and then puts it into the constraint templates.
Yeah, this could be anything for Gator, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of going for. Getter compile or something similar. Kind of similar to that GitHub agent compile command, where they basically build an agent from different sources when you run that command. But yeah, anyway, I'll open an issue for this and we can go from there. Yeah, the other one was like not always easy to debug policy failures. I don't know how we can improve on that right now. One thing will have that can help is we already have a PR up which basically enables print statements from in constraint templates to getters output. So that may probably help debug uh, policies better. But other than that, I'm not sure. Mm. So, but sounds like for the shared library support, I don't think we are going to support it, right? Like, it's yeah, cool. So,
Yeah.
should I move forward?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we
that's
can create that structure around it, like sort of what Ellen was saying, something to enable that flow. But I don't think we need to. We should support that.
Yeah, sounds good. moving along, for things that people like about Gatekeeper, I think this is kind of okay. This is also fine. This kind of surprised me, where like most of the users were, or 50% of the users were intermediate. With like Gatekeeper, like most of the users responding that they use Gatekeeper for a longer period of time, I, I would think that they are gonna be advanced a little bit, but
No,
I think that this is very subjective.
saw
yeah,
that they
like my opinion. But sorry.
I saw that they use the library a lot. They use the policy library a lot.
Yeah, this was also surprising. ECAS on Gatekeeper.
I'm not surprised.
They don't have like GKE has Gatekeeper, right?
Oh, you
Like,
mean like they don't have a managed
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy to set up, I think. Yeah. But
They
they don't
probably
have like a
don't know it,
policy.
maybe.
Huh?
I was saying maybe they don't know it. The Antos policy controller uses Gatekeeper, but maybe the people don't know it.
Mm. Mm.
I don't know if GKE exposes Gatekeeper. Like
It
they
does
say
say
Gatekeeper.
gatekeeper though in the
Oh,
doc.
it does? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You mean, but that's only if I use Anthos, right? Like if I'm using regular GKE, does Gatekeeper come out of the box or it doesn't?
I don't think so. I think only when
Yeah.
you install Antos. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, makes
I
sense.
think they call it GKE policy controller,
Hmm. But for
which is
Anthos.
basically gatekeeper.
Hmm.
Here, let me send this to you. I'll put it in the chat. It does say gatekeeper, and it is GKE.
Right.
What is KCC? Do you guys know? Like, this is the same question. Which Kubernetes distribution?
KCC.
Yeah.
There's so many
Kubernetes
different.
config connector.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like their own like on-prem and they didn't realize nobody knows what their on-prem acronyms mean.
Probably. Okay, cool. Yeah, anyways, moving forward. Yeah, this was most of the people are running it for production. Yeah, what types of policies have you primarily used with Gatekeeper? So port security policies were top. Okay, let's do this. Labels and annotation was second. Compliance policies were third. Yeah, I guess this is fine.
Did you capture mutation? Oh, okay, yeah, right.
What were you saying, Alan?
No, I think it's in your second question, the next question you had.
Yeah. Mutation is actually like the second
Cool. Yeah.
top answer, like for feature wise usage. Yeah, the third one was audit, and then exemption, and then external data and stuff. But I think this question then tells me that if people or users want like managed map experience through Gatekeeper, it probably will help a lot of people. Uh, Yes, this is also, I think, fine.
Something I learned, if I may, Jay, on that last question, um, that I was made aware of during KubeCon, uh, Kube Warden. You guys familiar with Kube Warden? And it was in the, what's it called? Project Pavilion. And I found it pretty interesting that they can do any policy, like any language, compile it to the WASM
Yeah,
runtime.
that's
And
another one.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was, did anybody write it? Guess not.
No, I don't see them.
Was the question specific to gatekeeper or, yeah, okay, mission policy or no policy management?
Policy management.
Got it.
So this is interesting. So this question is explicitly asking about RBAC
Yeah.
and authorization. And then it's like, no.
No.
But then if you look at the following question, like about enhancement, they literally say validating authorization webhooks.
Yeah.
So
And by
they're like conflicting,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
maybe they're not thinking about webhooks. Or sorry. I mean, then what would you use the authorization webhooks for, if not for
Authorization, yeah.
RBAC, right?
Maybe the question was too specific, like for this specific time bound, but it's part of the functionality, right? Like
Oh, it
it's
says example, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But anyway, the use case for open is the point of blocking security blocks. It would be nice to grant time-based access.
This might not be specific to like admission, right, for gatekeeper.
Right, not at all. This is just like time-based.
Yeah,
Any.
because I would answer yes, and like we use Rego for a authorization webhook that we extend for this purpose, exactly, fine grained authorization, but has nothing to do with our gatekeeper.
Oh, right. This question doesn't say anything about gatekeeper. It just says, do you have this need?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because we are trying to figure out if that's a good feature to add to Gatekeeper, right? Like the authorization webhook.
Yeah,
Right, but
that's
from
why we added
this,
this.
but from the responses, it's just one, maybe?
Well, hold up. Now, if you're saying you want a gatekeeper to do some of this capability,
No, we didn't explicitly say that. We just said, do you have this need?
Yeah.
because
And so the next question basically brings that, right? Like what features would you like to see added to Gatekeeper? Is basically managing map and then support for authorization webhook. So those were the some of the features or use cases that we would cover, right?
Oh, wait, this is support for validating authorization webhooks. It doesn't say support for authorization webhooks. Like, it's
so
saying,
what is validating authorization webhook? That's the first time I'm hearing that.
I know.
Okay.
Like, are they thinking like, I need help to validate random authorization webhooks?
Maybe, and I have a use case that I brought up in Segoth a couple weeks back. Rita,
Mhm.
I think you were there, where in that scenario that we have this custom authorization webhook, right, that the API reaches out for every request. they're for requests that are creating roles, right? There's an internal check in the API server code that says that it checks for escalation. Like it won't
Mhm.
allow escalation. So if you don't already, if that user that's sending that request to create a role doesn't already hold permissions that they're defining within that request, then API server will block it. Um, but because it's an external webhook, API server doesn't know how to reach into that policy and check, all right, does it have the roles? And it'll block it when they actually do have the roles to be able to create that role in their namespace. So we're in the kind of this year we're trying to figure out how do we solve for this, and we might go to Gatekeeper to do an admission on these requests
Yeah.
and maybe use external data provider to be like, all right, go to our webhook. So it's going to be like multiple jumps within these webhooks to allow a user to create a role when there's an external webhook, right? I haven't flushed it out in detail to see if that's even possible or could it be done another way. But I think it was David on SIGAUTH that there's going to be some kind of tuple explosion because the role object can be so, large in
Yeah. Mhm.
permissions and all that stuff, right? So anyway, if that's what you guys are talking with validating authorization webhooks,
Well,
maybe,
we're all just guessing here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But how do you have 5 responses with the same thing?
I think that was an explicit choice that you
Oh,
guys
was
put
it
in the
really?
survey.
Oh,
Is it not, Jay? I
oh,
don't know.
I
I'm
think you
guessing
might
here.
be right. So yeah,
Yeah.
why is it called validating authorization?
Yeah, I think we meant to just say authorization webhook, and
Ah,
it's just
okay.
validating what I did there. Or it was probably a mistake from our side.
Ah, okay. But yeah, if it is authorization webhooks, then the previous answer should have at least 5 votes for it.
I don't know what to take of P and
Okay.
A. Like they have there are 2 responses there, but I I don't know what to take of P and A. Like one is very explicit no.
Okay. But
Uh,
yeah, this is confusing. But I mean, at least there's 8 for mutating
yeah,
for map. But that's the biggest thing I took from the survey.
Yeah, that's an
yeah.
interesting one. Yeah.
Do we have a issue for that?
I
I mean,
I
ideally, I
I
want people to vote on it if they
I
really
think
want
so.
I think so. We do.
Yeah, I think we created one from the unknown's idea
Yeah.
it.
somewhere.
How many how many thumbs up for that?
Let me find that issue first. Yeah, it's this one. So far, no thumbs up. I'm gonna share.
You said add map management. Like, unless you work on this stuff every day, you're not gonna understand what map means.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
And then I just searched for mutating emission policies. Of course, this guy didn't come up.
I updated the
Okay,
description.
cool. Um, yeah, let's see if more people will.
But I don't know how to like blah. I think in the past I shared it on the Slack for people to vote or react at least, but I can do it again.
We can also pin it at the top of the repo just to give it more visibility.
Oh, you mean in the issue?
The issue, we can
Yeah.
pin it so that when you go to the repo, you see it at the top.
How do you pin
I
it?
feel like I completely ignore those ones if it's pinned.
Okay.
It's like an ad sort of at the top. It's like my mind basically just like skips those.
Hmm.
We can pin it though. I don't have strong opinions.
How do you pin it?
Oh, there's
It's on the right side, at the bottom,
yeah.
I think.
Anyway, should we continue?
Yeah. Wait, where? You still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think this was the last. Yeah, and this was the last question. What changes or new features would most improve? There's nothing uh, that can help us improve anything here. And then it's all about OPA anyway. So sounds like the key takeaway is adding like map management feature.
And then also the other is what generate feature. Uh,
Oh, you are talking about this one. Yeah.
generate feature shared libs. Oh, okay. Shared libs and that.
The generate one is the kind of not generate, you said no.
Yeah.
I
We
see.
said no already for that one.
Mm.
But,
Yeah,
sorry,
that one is really dangerous.
which
Yeah.
one? Generate what?
So it's
This is
basically like allow defining policies that helps you generate resources on cluster. So for example, if you create a deployment, create PDB automatically, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So for shared libs, I think if we can probably like update doc for like Helm templating constraint templates, that might be helpful. I don't think we are gonna support the isolate like I don't think we are gonna remove the isolation from constraint template. So it will still require every constraint template to have a lib. Cool. So I think those are the two takeaways, like map management feature and providing guidance on templating, Helm templating constraint templates, or probably getter compile command to construct constraint templates.
Can you elaborate on that Gator approach?
Uh,
What would the workflow? Yeah.
it would kind of be similar, right? Like it's similar to what Helm is doing, where you define different sources. One is Rego source, one is like your templating structure. If you want to define open API schema in another file, sure, and then you just provide all these files into an input as an input to Gator compile, and it will generate a template file for you.
Hmm.
It's kind of similar. Yeah. Anything else eye catching? Oh yeah, this answer probably tells me like which type of policies you primarily use with Gatekeeper. If it's like security, both security policies and stuff like that, it tells me that we should probably do uh, like PSS buckets and map bundle each policies to or bundle create bundles for like baseline restricted and privilege and probably add something in Gator so that people can just apply those policies if they want to, saying Gator apply baseline or getter apply restricted to any namespace.
I think we also duplicated something. There's like image scanning in security policies, and there's also image policies, and then there's also supply chain security.
Yeah.
And there's also network policy at the top, and there's also network segmentation policies. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, maybe next time we can remove some of the duplications.
Yeah.
Definitely plus one on the buckets. We should definitely do that. That's a very, very easy thing to do. Yeah. The other thing that I'm always passionate about is the Gator sync sort of thing for like rollouts. I think that could also work with compile thing. So like what Ellen was saying, so you basically compile and then you can do rollouts with and sync um after that.
So what's blocking that? Is it just
Just,
priority?
yeah, doing it.
Okay.
But how does this sync work?
So sync is basically I don't know if you've used Azure Policy. Have you used Azure Policy? Okay, it basically works as in you add the policies into Azure Policy, and then the thing that runs on Azure is it basically pulls those policies from there and then syncs it to your cluster. And then if you remove something from Azure Policy, it removes it from your cluster and whatnot. So in a similar way, basically define some policy somewhere. There's like a library of policies we have, like Git library. Think of that as like a JSON. Think of it as like a marketplace, right? You say, hey, I want this policy. And then if you remove something from that marketplace sort of thing, like, hey, these are your deployments, and then just remove it from your cluster. Or if you add something, automatically gets sync. So you kind of pick and choose, and
Mm.
you can basically do your roles through that. And if something gets updated, it automatically gets updated to your cluster, and you don't have to manually do that push.
And the way you would,
Sort of policy marketplace, basically. Yeah.
but the way you would edit for the Gator open source, is it still a command line or is it now
Yeah, it's a
transformed
command line. Yeah, so
into?
you can think of it like we would make the library as a JSON file, right? All of the say the labels or whatever is represented in a JSON. We can also bucket them in JSON. Say like the pod security standards. You want the I don't know, the high security one, whatever it's called. I forgot now. And then you can say Gator
Yeah.
sync the pod security policies, whatever, and then it syncs all of them, or like specific ones. Hey, Gator sync this one, and then if it ever gets updated in the library, it automatically triggers to your cluster because Gator sync you can run it. Say, if you're running it on like a as a pod, it's kind of like it reconciles to grab all the latest stuff.
Got it. Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
We can also add like a UI or something in. We have a headlamp plugin. You can add like a UI in there for like, hey, so to click on it to sync.
Hmm. Cool. I didn't know folks were running Gator as a pod, inside a pod, I should say, right?
Oh no, this doesn't exist. This is an idea.
Oh, this is okay.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
yeah.
idea. Yeah, yeah.
This does not exist.
I like it how we're never short of work. It's just way more work than
Yeah,
That's a good thing, right?
huh?
it's a
That's a
good.
good thing, right?
Yeah. Like that one's like from 2020.
Oh,
Well, if you're looking for features to work on,
Yeah, there's a lot.
next, anything else we should look at from the
Uh,
survey?
I think those were the all questions. I don't think anything else was there. You guys can look at it again offline and see if anything interests you that works best. Yeah. So are we pinning the map issue or not? Is the
Oh, it is already pinned.
I already put it.
oh okay
Oh, you already
okay.
pinned. Okay. I was like, did I miss it because it was pinned?
I did. Just to put it on there, and then we can remove it.
Yeah. I'm
We
gonna post a message to Slack as well, asking people to respond.
okay.
Uh, yeah. So that and I yeah. Let's discuss this a little bit more if you guys have time. Like support for authorization by books. If we want more information, I don't know if there exists an issue or not, but I can probably ping the community and see if what people think.
There's one issue that says, why don't you guys do authorization
Yeah,
anymore?
yeah.
Um, but other than that one, like I haven't really gotten more clear signals. And since that one is like literally a new project, I feel like we need more signals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why you added the question in the first place
Yeah.
to the survey.
I guess since I'm here and I don't think I have a good understanding of how you guys are positioning this. At what phase of the API request are you positioning this capability?
Oh, this will basically be a new new authorization webhook.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So not
No.
gatekeeper specific.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because gatekeeper is for emission.
Admission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's my okay. So you're proposing then something community open source, you know, for the community to
Yeah.
leverage authorization.
It used to be a authorization webhook, right, Rita?
You used to like V1.
Uh,
Remember this is V3.
Yeah.
oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see.
Where is
That is
V2?
V2 was I don't know, like I guess
Was kube management one of those versions?
I think Coup Manager might have been V1. And they and anyway, I can't really remember now.
no, this is before my time also.
Hey, V1 was before my time, so
Wow.
that tells you how old it is.
Uh,
Do you want to go to 28? Any message integration coverage for new use cases. There might be some that's interesting.
this one?
28.
Are you talking about page or
Oh
question?
wait, sorry. Page 28.
Yeah. Yeah, this might be interesting. What does this mean?
Which one?
A good shared cat for OPA in same Kubernetes namespace.
I'm guessing this is not with Gatekeeper.
Yeah.
I think number 2 is probably Gatekeeper, right?
I mean we already have hotel metrics, right?
including metrics. I don't know. Mm,
We currently support three metrics export: hotels, Tech Driver, and Prometheus.
Okay.
Yeah. Independent of this, I was also kind of looking at Rigorous, and probably adding it as an engine might be. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I was just trying it out. I haven't done the code yet, but they claim to be performance, so it might improve some latency. I don't know yet, but that might be a good idea as well.
Mm.
Is it
With Kubernetes
compatible?
authorization webhook in EKS or other cloud providers.
Sorry.
2021 Kubernetes authorization webhook.
Oh yeah.
Rigorous is compatible with all OPA
I mean,
Rego stuff?
they claim to compile Rego, so I think yes. I haven't.
Hmm.
I haven't noticed anything that is not supported.
Yeah, it is mostly compliant. So yeah, we don't yet support all the built-ins. Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, 21 is kinda reaffirmation of authorization webhook. But
Cisco, oh sorry, I'm reading the next page. Cisco really wants to find ways to embed it into networking devices. This is page 30. We implemented gatekeeper policy to give us a more fine-grained Kubernetes security policy that is possible with the 3 available POS security standards.
wow. Yeah. This is basically dividing constraint templates and constraint into 3 buckets.
Hmm.
I wish we could we could also get some user information, so we can reach out to them saying, "Hey, we have this open issues. Would you like to contribute?" Since they already did similar work. Wow. You read 24?
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
What is the 27? In the meantime, OCP and Delta bundles were created. We're integrating with the K8s solution. What is OCP and Delta bundles?
No idea.
Hmm.
Is OCP Oracle Cloud? I don't know.
I think the OCI, because that always confuses me. I don't know what OCP is. Okay.
Maybe I can reach out to Charlie because he might have better context from OPA's side since they did these questions and see what they think of these certain like what's the questions. Cool. So for action items, oh no, Rita left. Okay, no worries. You have a minute.
Yeah, let's go to, yeah.
So for action items, I'll post that map issue and map issue, and we also talked about something else. Oh, the authorization thing on the Slack, and see if people are interested in it or not. And then we want to improve documentation on how to. I'll open an issue for getter compile or like compiling constraint templates in general from Helm or whatever, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good then. I think I'll follow up with these two tasks.
Cool.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.